All right, the final video of the year. Very fitting. Ferris wheels, um, circus theme music. This is very high tech. I don't know where this Ferris wheel came from. Anyway, I can't close it. It's actually a problem. All right, let's get rid of this Ferris wheel, but we will see Ferris wheels in a bit. The Ferris wheel is taking over. What's going on here? All right. See what happens. Anyway, the rise of machines. Be wary, people. Let's see what's going on here real quick. Last little bit trig, unit 5. We did the trig part 1. Now we're going to look at periodic functions. Okay, they repeat themselves. There's a rest, there's a max, there's a min. There's a period from start to finish. Remember that? The amplitude is the height. The period is how long it takes this way. So let's go through this. What's the amplitude? Don't tell me it's -3. The amplitude is the size. It's not -3. You can't. Again, it's a scalar quantity. There's no sign to it. So the size of this guy is 3. Remember the sine curve? If this is 0 and that's 1 and that's -1 and this is 360, a regular sine curve does this. Okay, it goes up to 1. Okay, 360 max, 180 in the middle, 90, it's a quarter, remember, 270, 1/4 to go up to 1, so that's rounder here, 1/4 of the period to get up here, another quarter, which is 180 to get back here, back down after 270 and back here. A coast curve looks a little different. So a coast curve, very similar, it's just been shifted. So you can picture it starting here as a 1/4 shift. It starts at the top, turn your head and draw it like this if you want. No, don't turn your head. Turn your head now. This looks kind of like an S. This looks kind of like a C. If you turn your head the right way, not the wrong way. Again, 360, 1, -1, 0 is my rest, or the axis of the curve. 360 here, 180 to get to the bottom, 90 to get back to the rest, 270 down here, here, and here. If you flip them, if they're negative, so in this case, it would be -3. It'd be 3 times as big. So it would go up like this, but it's been flipped. So it would go down like this and back up like that. If this is flipped, it starts at the bottom, moves its way up. Okay, so the period here, so that's that amplitude. That amplitude here is 0.5. The period is 360 divided by k. So amplitude is this. It's just a. The period is 360 divided by k. K is 1 here. I don't see it. So a, k, d, c still. That's 2. So again, oh yeah, here's a trick again. It's 2 bracket theta here. So that should, all right, back to that. I just got interrupted real quickly. So where was I? 360 divided, oh yeah, the trick. I need the bracket here just like I did between K and D. So it's theta minus 30. Okay, so factor out a 30 here. Thank you very much. We'll do, I don't know what just happened. Anyway, 2 is my K. 360 divided by K. 360 divided by K is my period. 360 divided by period is my K. So remember that too. So 360 divided by 2 is 180. The phase shift, it's this, plus 80, it's this. Plus 30, not minus 30, or right 80, right 30. And this is my vertical transformation here. -6, +1, down and up. You know what? No, I don't know. Anyway, we're good. I think that's good. Next, let's go. Oh, let's go here. And this, they all came up this way, but we're going to flip. So bear with me. You can sing the song for a bit. Whatever you want. Up, down, sideways, double flip. So now I'm going to plot this guy here, AKDC. We're going to plot this thing here. Let's go through it. It's a sine curve. Let's start off with a sine curve. So like I said, it looks like this to start off with. It's equal to 4 times sine. So it's A is 4. So A is 4. A 4. That's what that says. So it's so again, before I had Y here, X, X, Y. Now it's Y, theta, theta, Y. Multiply, multiply, add, add. So A is 4, so multiply all my Y values by 4. Oh, I'm sorry. So you have to know what your key points are here. I kind of jumped over that. Okay, so we did it, but let's look at it again. So key points, start off at 0, 0. I end up at 360, 0. Okay, this point I max out at 1. So the middle here is at, again, 180. This guy's at 90, and this guy here is at 270. Start at 0, so that's 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Start at 0, go up to 1. Then to 0, -1, and 0. You need to know the key points here. The key points for this, the difference would be I start at 1. So this would be 1. This would then I come down to 0, 90, 0. Then I go down to -1. Then I go back up to 0. Then I go up to +1. So those would be my key points there. See if I get rid of those. Okay, so those are my key points. Now let's shift them because this is 4 sine. So these guys here are multiplied by 4. Then I have a horizontal stretch of 2. Remember, this is a half. So the effect of it is 1 over 1 over 2, or 1 over 0.5, which means a horizontal stretch of 2. So theta times 2, I'm shifting my period, making it bigger. So multiply all these by 2, I end up with these. Then I go right 30. So right 30 is add 30. What did I do here? I don't know. This should be plus. Sorry, guys. I don't know if it printed funny or what, but that should be plus 30. Plus 30 means left 30. Let's just assume this is a plus 30 here. I'm not sure if there's a typo or a printing scanning issue, but we're going to go with the plus 30 here. So we go plus 30 here. Let's go plus 30 here. Give me half a second here. Let me work. Let's go plus 30 here means left 30. So take 30 off all these. That becomes negative 30. 180 subtract 30 is 150 and keep going. These stay the same. And the last step here is I'm going up 3. So I made a mess of this also. These are all 0 plus 3 is 3. 4 is 7. 3. -1. -4 plus 3. And then 3. So I go from 3. So let me just rewrite those. 3, 7, 3, 1, -1 and 3. So my sine curve looks like that. Let's plot that. So I plot these points. My points here, I made a mistake here somewhere. -33 is my first point, but for some reason I didn't go to it. So this should actually be like this. So I have -33. My next point is 150 and 7. 150 and 7 up here. Okay, so this is 0, 1, 2, 3. My axis is right here through the middle. The 3s are my axis here. So I go up to 7. So I have an amplitude of 4. I go from 3 to 7. That shouldn't be like that, like I said. I go from 4 to 7, and then or 3 to 7, and then I go down from 3 to -1, which is down here. Okay, plot the key points and connect them with a smooth curve. Blah, blah, blah. Let's look here. Find two possible equations, one sine and one cosine for this curve here. Again, this didn't turn out nicely either. But let's go through it here. AK and DC, I'm going to add all those to my equation. A is the amplitude. It's the max minus the min. My max was -4, so I got up to -4. I went down to -8. That's hard to see. So it's -4 minus -8, which is +4 divided by 2, which is 2. You can never have a negative amplitude. So if you find yourself with a negative amplitude, change it. So that's how I get the 2 here. K is 360 divided by the period. The period from start to finish is 120. So from here to here, it's really hard to see, but if you look at it, if you start at the top, for example, and end up at the top here, so if I go from here to here, I'm from 60 to 180. That's 120 long. So 360 divided by 120 is 3, so that's my K. My D depends, I'll get to it in a second. My rest position is my C, or my axis of my curve. That's max plus min divided by 2. So I'm somewhere between -4 and -8, and that should be -6. Let's see if that's right. -4 plus -8, that's -4 minus 8. That's -12 divided by 2 is -6. So there I go, -6 down the middle. Okay, so all this is the same. A, K, hold up, and C. So so I have A sine or cos, K bracket, theta, minus D plus C. Okay, that's what I have. A I got, K I have. Now this is sine or cos, and everything else fits in. Now I got to figure out where I'm starting my curve. So let's see if I can make sense of this. This is saying my sine curve, don't forget my sine curve starts here and goes like this. It starts at rest going up. So where do I start at rest and going up? That's right here. So that's at 30 degrees. So that's where I get the -30. Remember, plus 30 shifted to the right, but it becomes a negative because it's built in. The negative's built in. This cos starts at the top. Remember, cos curve starts at the top and goes down. So I start at the top and go down. So that's plus 60. The other thing I notice is this starts at the bottom and goes up. So if you say what starts here, that's actually an inverted cos curve. So that's what I have here. -2 cos 3 theta. I'm not adding anything to it. -6. So if you got that, that's great. If not, just do this here. Okay, let's go. We're short on time again. So now let's redo the same thing. Same sort of thing here. I want to plot this guy, plot the points, and then I come up with my A, my K, and my D, and my C. Same thing. After the points are plotted, what's A, max min? There's my A. There's my K. There's my C. And I have to find D. This guy here, I look at this here. Okay, so remember, this is a sine curve that goes like this. This is an upside down sine curve, so you can just go ahead and throw a negative in front of the whole thing. Or you could say it starts here. Don't forget this would continue. It starts at 90, so it'd be minus 90 here. So that's minus 90, and that's minus 5 on the outside. Where does my cos curve start? At the top. So at 180, that's at 180 here. So a minus 180. Everything else is the same here. Okie dokie. Hopefully that's good. Then, is this the last question? Yeah, it is. Oh, so excited. Wow, I just kind of squealed there. Last question. Let's look at this. Let's make sense of this, and then we'll make sense of the whole thing. Okay, so a bunch of stuff. Let's look at our let's sketch this. Okay, so here's a curve. It's a negative sine curve, so it does this. No, it doesn't. That's a sine curve. So instead of doing that, it does this. It's flipped. It goes down and comes back up. Okay, so this is our Ferris wheel question. Okay, so my rest is 12. This is my rest right here. Okay, so my rest is here. My amplitude is 11. Now I have a negative, but that flips it. That doesn't change the amplitude. So this means this is 11. So if this is 11, then that means I get up to 23 and I go down to 11. Less 12 minus 11 is 1. Okay, so there's my 23. There's my 12. There's my 1. Let's make sense of this again. 12 is my rest. I go up 11 and down 11. So up 11 and down 11. Now the question is, what's the period? Now that's great. This is going to then be 12. I go down to 1. I go back up to 12. I end up way up at 23 and back at 12. So this is the Ferris wheel question. The only thing missing now is how long does it take to do this? Well, it's 360 divided by k is my period. So 360 divided by k is 10, and the whole thing is in seconds. So 360 divided by 360 divided by 10 is 36. I don't know what I just said there. 360 divided by k, which is 10, is 36. So this whole thing takes 36 seconds. So let's redraw this, okay, just with a little more room here. 36 seconds to get to here. That means halfway to get to here. Half is 18. Halfway of 18 is here, which is 9. So 0 to 9 to 18, okay? That's 9. This is then another 9, so 27. So 0, 9, 18, 27, 36. Okay, that should make sense because usually we go 0, 90, 180, 270, 360, so everything's a tenth as big. And that's it. Let's answer the questions. What's my max height? My max height is right here, 23. What's my minimum height? My minimum height's down here, 1. What's the initial height? Start off right here. I start off at 12. Okay, so this is 12. Again, this is 12. I start off at 12. Another thing to do if you want to write it, put in 0 here to figure out, I made a big mess there, but if you want to sub in 0 into your equation at t, that will be sine of 10 times 0, which is sine of 0. Sine of 0 is itself 0. 0 times 11 is 0, plus 12 is 12. Okay, so you can do that. So that's max height, min height, what else? Initial height. What's that say? Time to finish a rotation. We just did that. That's the period. That's 36 seconds. And the radius of the wheel. The last question is the radius of the wheel. Picture this. That's wrong. Here's the middle. Okay, so the middle is at 12. The top's at 23. The radius is just the amplitude. Okay, so every time I ask you the radius, it's the amplitude because I go up. Here's the diameter from 23 to 1. The radius is halfway. It's this or it's this. It's the distance between the middle to the top, and the middle to the top is the amplitude, which is 11. And that, my friends, is the entire course reviewed, summed up, and everyone take care. Great year. Keep working, and see you at the summit of the exam. Goodbye.